Hi, my name is Lisa Skelton, and my mother is a resident of EHM Senior Solutions. So my mom's journey, I think, was not your typical senior journey. My mom actually was about 76 years old when she had an extremely unusual event happen. She contracted viral encephalitis herpes, and it affected her brain. Essentially, she was no longer able to function in the world independently, and she went from one day being a very functional woman living on her own to almost like a small child. It was very difficult. It was very scary. When I came to evangelical homes, I would say that we were at a place where really almost so uncertain, so much like we don't know what to do. Where do we turn? Where do we go? What is the next step? We had her in an environment where we felt like she was stable and she was being cared for, but it didn't seem like the right fit for her. I think what made me choose EHM Senior Solutions is that it felt remarkably different. I felt this amazing sense of like a flood of relief. Because I felt like somebody was actually listening to who my mom was, and not just listening to gather information, but to sort of see who my mom was as a person and as an individual, and listening to me as a family member. We were basically made to understand that this was my mom's home, and I think it makes sense to me that Evangelical Homes of Michigan is part of what it's called, because it has always been expressed to me that this is your mother's home now, and we want her to really live out her days in her home. There was always a conversation around it with us as a family. We always felt that extra mile was gone, partly because the communication was always so honest, very sincere, and you can't ask really for more than that. So they tried to group her with people where she could converse and where she could talk, and they tried to think of events that she could go to, and they tried to group her with caregivers that I think had a sense that she needed to be just sort of interacted with in a lively fashion. I can't even express how much gratitude I have for the way my need was met, the way my mother's need was met. And it was met with an incredible sense of what I would call grace and hospitality and generosity of heart that I think is rare in the world right now. Thanks to EHM Senior Solutions, I have a very renewed sense of confidence that things will be okay for my mom. I think too, there's a sense of trust that, I guess, the goodness of people, which is fundamentally life-changing. It makes you wish that all people who need could be cared for in such a humane, kind, respectful, caring way. Because they should be able to do that, have that.